Hey y'all, it's Fab Jen. I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be the review of the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. Boo! So I've been trying this palette out for about a week. I usually always test out my eyeshadow palettes for a week, and I also do this for my foundation, if not a week or 2 weeks. This is what the packaging looks like here. Very pretty. Even the inside is really nice and detailed. And then you have this beautiful packaging here. It comes with a dual-ended brush, which I don't have in here. It's MIA, but I will have a clip inserted in here where you can actually see the brush. And then we have all these beautiful rose gold slash purpley slash coppery colors going on here. Rose golds here. We've got these like pinky neutral colors with the mattes minus this one. And then we have more of a purpley rosy colors here, but mainly it's rose gold themed. I used all the colors in this palette. I have pictures posted on my Instagram account. My Instagram account is FabJenny, just like my YouTube channel. I have it hashtag, or I have the photos hashtag Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. So you can go to my Instagram account, and they usually all back to back to back. Most of them are back to back to back, but you will see in those eye looks that they all start to kind of bleed into each other. They all start to look the same. So most of these shades in here are like a satin slash glittery. Some of them are a little bit more chunkier glittery, but they're more satin with a little hint of glitter in some of them. And I felt like that the looks on me started to look the same. Now if you're lighter to medium skin tone, the undertone in your skin and the deepness and or lightness of your skin will affect, I think, this palette. Now I think I could definitely play around with this palette and get it to intensify or change colors with a base, with a white base, with an eyeliner, with different mediums. But when I do these reviews and I try them out for a week, I try them out without a base, only a primer. And I use the Urban Decay primer that is recommended, I guess, to go with this, but you can use any primer. But Urban Decay primer I've been using for a very long time, so I paired it with this, had no problem. No creasing, no clumping, no crimpling. I didn't have any fading. I felt like the fallout on this was very minimum, except the ones that had a little bit more of the mica glitter in it did have the fallout. Do I think this is a necessity? This is not a necessity. I think if you're a makeup collector, makeup addict, pro, and you like the Urban Decay series, I think this is really nice to have in your collection, but it's not a necessity. Really nice packaging, really nice quality eyeshadows, really superb, really great brush that comes with this. That dual-ended brush, I did use it by itself as well as use it with other brushes, and I felt like they were really nice. It was a really nice quality brush. I didn't notice any bristles missing, any shedding, and I felt that it blended really nicely as far as the eyeshadow with that particular brush. But I felt like all these shades blended really nicely, maybe almost to the point where they blended so much where they all started to look the same. But again, I think that's just has to do with a variation of things. I did have a similar situation happen with the Urban Decay the Urban Decay Electric palette, that the colors were different on my skin tone than, say, someone who was light to medium complexion. So I have to use a white base or a cream nudish base or any kind of base that will nude out my eye in order for those colors to pop. So that's my quick, super duper quick synopsis of the Urban Decay Naked 3. It's not a necessity. Bang per buck. You're getting a good value for the money that you'll be paying. I'll have the price in the screen as well as the ounces broken down by eyeshadows. So pretty much you're getting 0.05 ounces per eyeshadow, which is really nice. Again, you have to go in and you have to swatch it, you have to play with it, but even when I swatched it, I felt like, ooh, these colors are really unique and different, but on my eyelids, they perform differently. So kind of keep that in mind. Just because it happened to me does not mean it's going to happen to you. You kind of just be your own judge, and you definitely do your own research. Absolutely 100% do your own research, and you make the decision on whether or not you want this palette. Now, this is part one. Part two is going to go in depth of each eyeshadow. Like, I'm going to talk about the texture, how it feels, what the color is, what I used it for, and all that other good stuff. So stay tuned for part 2 if you want to see the in-depth review of each eyeshadow of this palette. Y'all, this is part 2, and I'm not in a different scenery. I have some time today to actually do this review. I really appreciate everybody's love, support, and patience. I really want to thank y'all for that. But let's get into these eyeshadows. Okay, let's start with Strange. Strange is the lightest shade. This is what Strange looks like. Strange is pretty much a white shadow with a beige undertone to it. I use this today underneath my brows. I think it makes a beautiful brow highlight. However, you will not see me using this on my lid. Just because unless I was doing a really mod funky cut crease, I probably would. But it's really smooth, glides on really nice. Again, I can see this with all skin tones, whether it be brow bone or over the lid. Just kind of use it at your own discretions. Dust, I feel like, is the least smoothest of the actual palette. I feel like it comes off really chunky. But as you can see, like, it's a little bit chunkiness. But I'll give you close-ups of all of these shadows swatched. But Dust comes off chunky. It is a pink mica silver glitter with a hint of satin finish. It's more glittery than satiny, and it's definitely a pink peachish color. So that one I inner corner highlight because I didn't want to use it on my lid because I felt like it was too silvery as far as the glitter is concerned, and I don't really care for silvers, and I felt that it was a little too chunky to put on my lid, so I chose to do it for an inner tear highlight. I didn't use it today for inner tear, but I have used it. I thought it was really pretty. Burnout was one of my favorites, actually. Burnout's going to be a satin color, and it's like a rosy peachy color, if that makes any sense. Really pretty color. I did use this one on my lid. It was one of the colors that was drawn to the most. Burnout, Trick, and Buzz. Mugshot also I really liked a lot, but those were the main ones I like to use on my lid. But I used it as a lid color, and it's a satin finish with a rose gold peach coloring to it. Limit is matte, and it looks similar to Burnout as far as coloring, but it's more of a beige peachy color with little hints of pink to it. So I use it as a transition color, and it was really nice. You can also use it as a brow bone highlight as well. Buzz has some mica silver glitter to it, but it's more on the rose gold side, and it has a satin finish as well. So, but it still has the glitter in it, but it goes on like a satin finish to me. One Trick is what I have on my lid today. It's almost a coppery rose gold color. It does have a little bit of mica in it, which is a little bit of glitter to it, but it's hardly noticeable. But to me, it goes on really satiny, and it looks satin on the eye. But I did really enjoy that in combination with Buzz as well as with Mugshot. Nooner was a big, huge must transition color for me in this palette. It's a really deep pink beigey color, and it was a really pretty transition color. So if I had to use all of this all over again, I would still have to use Nooner to transition some of the colors, but that one's really pretty as well. Liar. Liar is satin and finish, no mica glitter to it. It's more on the deeper, rosier slash almost borderline, kind of going into the purple territory with this one. I feel like it has some kind of pewter purpley undertone to it. It's on the deeper side. It's going into the deeper side. And I really did like Liar too. That makes a really nice lid color. Factory is the next deepest shade here, or probably the third deepest shade from the bottom, and it's more purpley with little rose gold mica glitter in it, so it's not 100% satin color, but you wouldn't be able to tell that until you swatched it. Mugshots was one of my favorites too, to kind of use on the lid. More of a brassier rose gold color, very pretty satin color. Use it on the lid. Darkside is more of a pewtery, purpley color. It's the second darkest in the collection. Really pretty to kind of smoke out the outer edge of my crease. I used it in combination with Blackheart, which is the next color, to create a smoky look. Really pretty. It was actually Mugshot and Darkside were one of the most used colors as far as smoking out my outer V here. Blackheart. Blackheart is extremely dark. A dark black purple with rose gold mica glitter in it. Went on smooth, probably a little bit dry, but it did go on smooth, and it was a really nice intense black, and that really helped me smoke out my look today. I did use Darkside and I did use Blackheart today to smoke out my outer V, and I really did enjoy Blackheart probably the most as far as the darker colors in this palette to really smoke out my eyes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that pretty much concluded the detailed review of each eyeshadow. I'm leaving this bit for last, which is whose skin tone or complexion would this be best with. If you look good in rose gold colors, whether you are light, medium, or deep complected, this palette is for you. Kind of think of it as jewelry. What jewelry do you look best in? Oh, I look good in gold. I look good in silver. Or I look best in rose gold. Usually rose gold is kind of like you look good in silver and gold. So you could probably do the rose gold. Women of color can absolutely do this palette. I have had some questions like, can women of color do this? Absolutely, hands down. Can women who are light complected do this? Absolutely. Can anybody of medium skin tone do this? Absolutely. I've seen it on light, medium, and deep, and it's beautiful nonetheless. I think what makes it so unique is that because I feel like it almost adjusts to my skin tone, which is very interesting. But again, if you want it to be more vibrant or you want it to be more intense, there are different ways that you can work your technique, work your art to be able to make the colors work for you versus the other way around. Versus this is a woman who really loves, or guy who really loves their rose golds. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, rate, comment, and subscribe if you like, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.